Relationships exist to teach you your lessons. Like really, truly, that could be, the whole day could be like one sentence. Relationships exist to teach you your lessons, period, the end. They're not here to fill you up. They're not here to make you whole. They're not here to complete you. They're not here to look good on Facebook. They're not here so you can have a pretty white dress and a wedding. They are here to teach you your lessons, period, the end. Now here's the good news. If you learn your lessons inside that relationship, then either the relationship gets to evolve and up level, or you get to move on and get a better relationship, and you get to learn a better lesson. You get to solve a better problem. Here's the tricky part. If you don't learn your lessons inside that relationship, they get louder and louder and louder and louder until they're belting like Annie on Broadway. And then it's just like, it's like a little much, right? And then if you don't listen when they're yelling, then they start screaming. And if you don't listen when they're screaming, then they start wrecking the house. Okay, and you guys have probably heard me say this before, but I'm going to visit again. We have an opportunity to learn our lessons on the spiritual plane, and if we don't learn them there, then they show up on the psychological plane. And if we don't learn them there, then we got to learn them on the physical plane. Then it actually shows up as cancer. So it's a lot cheaper and faster to learn this stuff on the spiritual realm. Otherwise, you got to pay your therapist $300 a week for the next 10 years. You don't do it there, well, guess what? Then it's going to start to show up. You're going to start getting sick. You're going to start having insomnia. You're going to start having autoimmune diseases. Like all this stuff shows up in your cells. And I'm not suggesting that all disease is caused from something that is unlearned. I know there are exceptions to that, but you know what I'm saying. So this concept pretty much blew my mind when I first learned it. And it was that relationships, in addition to teaching us our lessons, are designed to be an outlet for our fulfillment. Relationships are an outlet for our fulfillment. They are not the place for us to go to fill ourselves up. And this is mega, right? Because I think because of like fairy tales and Hollywood movies and all of our friends telling us things and the role models that we've seen our whole lives, I think we assume that, okay, well, if I'm 80% fulfilled, then I just need to find a partner to fill me up the other 20%, right? Like it sort of makes sense. It's math. I'm 80% fulfilled, you'll give me the other 20. But because no person, place, or thing has the ability to fill you up externally, then if you're 80% fulfilled, all this relationship is for you is an outlet for your 80% of fulfillment. And then what happens is that because this person cannot import the 20% that you're lacking, then you're pissed at them for not giving you it. And then you think, well, I know, once I get rid of this ding-dong head, then I will be fulfilled with the next person down the way. Right? And this is where I think meditation can be so valuable in this, is that it's actually giving you the tools to fill yourself up from the source. It's giving you the ability to tap into the source of fulfillment so that you can start to actually use your relationship as an outlet for that fulfillment. Amber shared this quote with me, and it's also been rocking my world. It's from A Course in Miracles, as interpreted by Marianne Williamson. And it is, the only thing lacking from your relationship is what you're not bringing to it. I mean, mega, right? So, and this takes a lot of responsibility to be like, okay, well, how do I step up? How do I change it? That weather reporter, that's another word for victim mentality, right? And if you're really taking full accountability for what's happening, if you believe that your current reality is something that you've manifested, well, that's A, terrifying, and B, really empowering, right? Because if you've created it, that means you can change it. But so the only thing missing from your relationships is what you're not bringing to it. So I drew this wave here, right? Because I've been talking about this wave on the ocean all day. So the Vedic viewpoint here is that there's only one thing, and we're all it, and that one thing is consciousness or energy. And the analogy that we use is that we're all just different waves on this giant ocean of consciousness, or this giant ocean of energy. So up here, when we're very at the tippy top of the wave, I'm very much in my left brain, I'm very much in my individuality, I'm very much in the like I and the me, and what do I need, and what have you done for me lately, and like, well, I just have like abandonment issues, so you can never go out with a lady friend, and like, I can only use the remote, and don't ever pop popcorn in front of me because I hate that smell, because my ex-boyfriend cheated on me eating popcorn, and like just, right, like all of our like hurdy poos and individuality is up here at the top of the wave. And the trick here is that if we don't have a meditation practice or some means by which to transcend your waking state, then this is your only access to reality that you ever have. Once we start meditating every day, twice a day, we start dipping into this unmanifest, to this totality, to this collective consciousness, and we start to see that, oh, wait a minute, maybe I am a part of this greater whole. Maybe there is parts of me that actually could be connected with more and more people. Right? So like up here, if all you think about of you is right here, it's pretty hard to find a partner, right? Because you have to find like an exact wave that matches your wave, like exactly, right? And then it's like, oh, okay, if you're this and I'm this, then we can have a perfect match. But if you, and you know, in the West, we're very interested in a hierarchy, right? We're like, oh, who can get to the top? Who can be the most powerful? Who can get the most money? In India, it's all about a lowerarchy. It's all about like, how de-excited can I be? How close to nature can I get? How subtle can I be? How much can I remind myself that I'm actually just God pretending to be human all the time, right? So a lowerarchy would look like this. Right, and like here's where we are, like right, you know, like right in and out of meditation. We're just like hanging out in this ritam. We're like, there's only one thing, and we're all it, and I'm just like juicy and unmanifest. And then when I'm like in my most stressed out, in my most waking state, in my most fearful, in my most individual, I'm right up here at the tip of the wave, right? And so this hypothesis that I'm going to make right now is that actually, as you meditate every day and as you eradicate this stress from your nervous system, you're actually expanding your event horizon. And so you're expanding your options for how many other waves could possibly be a nice match for you. How many other waves can I see myself in? Well, that depends on how low my individuality is. Does that make sense? So if you are enjoying this enriching, beautiful content, I want to let you know that these are excerpts from my most advanced course called Moving into Mastery. And if you're curious to find out more, you can head to zivameditation.com/mastery. I promise this is just the tip of the iceberg of how awesome this can get.